cross state lines, you're breaking a federal law. Now,
unless you go to Colorado.
well, that's true. That's true. But like, I don't think Missouri has medical marijuana.
They do.
Do they now? Kansas does not.
I don't think
Kansas
they're selling
doesn't.
it yet.
Kansas doesn't.
I think Missouri. I know they're real close to doing it. They put it into play, but the only reason I know is a good friend of mine. His family owns a big brick warehouse building in downtown St. Louis, and they rented out to a grow operator. A couple 100,000 square foot brick warehouse.
Really?
Yeah.
A couple 100,000?
Couple 100,000.
Which, if you think about it, that's not. I mean, that's a good sized grow, but it's not a huge grow.
No, no. But I mean, if you take 200,000 square feet.
What did we get? What did somebody tell us you can get off of? How much money was?
Off a single plant?
Yeah, like on the average, $1,500, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it depends on how much you produce for the single plant.
Yeah, I think the average is like $1,500. $1,500 multiplied by 200,000 or 200,000 square feet. Jeez, that's a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
that's like $1 bajillion.
That's at least 43 from what I counted. So.
Bajillion.
Well, now 43 is all I got in my wallet. I can't go any further than that. I don't know what it looks like to have $44. I just know what it looks like to have $43.
Think about that. Think about like if Trump really wanted to like come out of this whole deal and just kick the economy square in the ass. Like, let's come out of this and just legalize marijuana. Bam! What's going to happen?
It'd be better if they'd done it beforehand when you can actually see everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's
everywhere is legal. Let's bump it. Let's make this happen.
Saith Donnie.
Let's bump this. But I mean, it would stimulate the economy like big time. Like I've talked about it before. Like driving through these tiny little towns that I go through to go deer hunting. There's a couple things that are in each tiny little town. There's a Mexican restaurant. There's an ice hut that usually sells deer corn also. And there's a dispensary. And some of these towns are broke as broke, dude. But priorities. I mean, they're all buying weed.
Buying weed.
Now you got Mexican food for when you get high. You got deer corn for when you need to go kill a deer and put it in the freezer. And you got the dispensary to get high to do all that.
If I asked my grandson, Barron, if I asked him how to spell weed, he would probably H-O-1-P.
Period.
Weed.
And if I was high enough, I'd say, you're correct.
That's damn close, son. Damn close. Good job. I wish I could kidnap those two and take them to the park.
You can't get in the park right now. They got them roped off, bro.
Yeah, I know. It do suck, but I tell you, there are some, at least a few strange things going down.
When? Just in general?
Yeah.
There's more than a few, bro.
Well, I mean, you had that captain get fired off of his boat, and now over 500 people on that boat
are sick.
Yeah, and all this captain was trying to do was to get this thing fixed and take care of it early.
Wasn't he just trying to get help?
Yeah, that's all he was trying to do was to get help. Now
and they said, "Okay, you're not the captain of the boat anymore."
He went about it unconventionally. Had he done straight up chain of command, it would have taken a lot longer for them to say no. But
they still would have said no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you think he walked into that knowing that could be a consequence? Do you think he was surprised what they?
I don't know. There's lots of times where I've done a job and somebody else is claiming that that the job I did was bullshit, and I'm sitting here backing my shit up. I know it wasn't bullshit. It was a good job, and it was a good job. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I don't know, man. I get it.
You get it?
I get it.
I don't know, man. It's like I keep saying, man. It's just a weird time to be alive right now. Nothing is making sense to me. Speaking of nothing making sense, man, how are you guys holding up with it? Like today's day 28 for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, Donnie and I keep touch all the time because he just lives a couple miles down the road. But the biggest thing is on days where they didn't want him to come in to repair, just because they had nothing. so you might as well just stay home. Because he's salary, he still gets paid, even though he's home. It doesn't come off his vacation or anything like that. But we've had some stuff out of the farm need to be done, so we just kind of took
with that.
Yeah, we kind of took Donnie in and
hey, this
him
is.
some
I mean,
stuff
I
to
didn't
do.
sign up for this. Like this is a rough go, man. I mean,
no, but if Donnie can make a little extra coin on the side,
so
why
be
not?
it.
sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. It's getting real hard to keep myself occupied. Like I stir crazy thing, haywire or something.
Yeah.
There's times where I feel testy.
Have you felt that too?
Yeah.
Like, for no reason, just kind of been like, I'll rip your head off.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
never
like
mind.
boy, tonight would be a really bad night to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I have done. Like, I mean, we've mentioned it before. I've got a history of taking drinking a little to the next level, and I've been really conscious about not getting into a great deal of day drinking or anything like that because emotionally, man, this is rough, man. I mean, and just from what I see people posting, like on Instagram, a lot of people are feeling like it's getting rough on a ton of people, man.
well, this is getting completely off point, but it's a sign of the times. The XFL is dead,
Like legit
Yeah,
dead?
I was wondering about the other day.
like permanently dead.
I thought the XFL tanked like 10 or 15 years ago.
Well, it did, and then they tried it again, and I watched a few of the games. I haven't fallen in love with the team yet, but I liked watching the games. I liked the format of a kick, where all your men are positioned downfield at a line of scrimmage, and then your kicker's back behind you kicking the ball. Once that ball gets fielded by one of their people, then everybody can leave their positions. But they're all parked way downfield. So it was a pretty cool.
For sure it was, and the timing on it was. I mean, of course they didn't see it.
Bad timing. But you had Bob Stoops, ex-Oklahoma University of Oklahoma coach. He was coaching the Dallas team. I don't know how much money he made for doing next to nothing, but he made some money.
That's the one thing I'm worried about, man. I am worried about the economy. I mean, we will recover. I just don't know how long.
Hard to say. We're about halfway through, though. I mean, if this holds up and they're trying to, and they say they're trying to finish this up try and get everybody back out in stuff May or so, and try and get places reopened in June.
Well, I've heard it all depends on kind of what they're going to do with the Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
With Joe Exotic, because I guess
I didn't look to see if that new episode is up.
I have not either.
I might stay up late and watch that tonight.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I got food video to film still, so I don't know if I'll make it there, but we'll see. I made venison burgers that I'm trying to make B-roll sequence out of, and we'll see what happens.
Well, either way, we're still living through it. You're still living through it. Everybody's got to get through it. It's just it's a necessity right now. We have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I need to announce it's last call at the bar.
Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Last call on the Titty and Shiner Show. What kind of last call do you have? Well, I did not get any emails this time through. Did you, Shiner?
Now, you see, you need to take that back. We did receive an email from a man. I have not actually been able to wrap my head around all of it, but we'll see what happens before the next episode. Okay?
It's one of those emails you got to read about 6 or 7 times to digest it. There's so much in it around every corner. So
I wish I could bring that dude's name to the forefront of my mind, but I'm glad that he sent it to us. It just takes me a minute to really delve into it and be able to reply and bring it up. But man, we love getting emails from anybody who's got a little extra time on their hands.
Yeah, thank you for the email, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I think that was something along the lines of his name. You bet.
Yeah, it's Beetlejuice something. I'll leave the something so he doesn't get email bombed by everybody else. But yeah, thank you for the email, Beetlejuice, and still trying to digest it, man. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Which we're not complaining.
Next time, just like one subject per email, please.
Well, now I didn't get to read. What was
You haven't?
No.
Yeah, well,
We got to get that in Donnie's hands.
I have to show that to you after the show because
It's a literary masterpiece. I love it. I mean, I definitely love everything you touched on. I just don't know where to start to address it.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff he touched on, and I'm not 100% because I'm not him. I don't know what the most important thing to him is and what the least important thing to him is that he wrote about.
Sure.
And so, if it's most important, he's wanting answers on most important. I'd like to address that first, but I can't quite figure out what's most important and what's least important in it. So I'm gonna continue to study it. But thank you for the email. For everybody else, I hope you guys are just staying busy doing something at home. Even if you are home, we're actually thinking about going and getting some of the old school table games. Monopoly and
That's a good idea,
yeah.
actually.
Maybe even
that's a great
Uno.
idea.
I hadn't played Uno in years.
Man, Uno is a fun game. Yeah, everybody can play. It is easy to wrap your head around. And
I got Jenga, but it's naughty Jenga, so I can't.
Uno, but you got to be careful. You can't get too much alcohol involved in Uno because Uno, you might start a fist fight.
that's true. That's true.
Like, I've got pretty heated over an Uno game before.
There's been some neighborhood wars started over Uno.
Yes.
Jesus.
There's a game that they play out in West Tulsa. It's a board game. I have to ask my brother before the next episode. But it has started more domestic violence for the sheriff's office than any other board game. Like, they love to play it out in West Tulsa, and they get a little liquor in them, and somebody's fighting. Somebody's fighting.
I like to imagine that board game is just like circulating around West Tulsa, like no one else knows what it is. They're just like, man, this game is
I can't remember the name of the life of
And
me,
what
man,
the-
but they do.
Yeah, it's a board game called Guilty. And so,
Oh.
I mean, it is West Tulsa we're talking about here. So, it's a board game called Guilty. And there's one that's a section that you go off tangent on. If you roll like a 4, you're in the cheating spouse section or whatever. But at the end of the day,
If you roll a double, you're cooking meth.
you're right. You're all guilty. So
I got to ask him. He'll remember what it was, man. But there are more people in West Tulsa on the weekends that play that with a little alcohol in their system, and they are fist fighting, man. It's awesome.
are you sure it's not like cornhole or something like that?
No, it's not. It's a board game. I can't remember. God, it's gonna piss me off when I ask him. He tells me what it is. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah,
Y'all
but yeah, man.
on like ESPN 8 or whatever. I seen this the other day. They got professional cornhole. And have you
Cornhole
seen
team.
that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, get out of
it's
here.
It's
Dude,
bizarre.
sponsors on the shirts and everything. Oh yeah.
You thought competitive bowling was outrageous. Now you
Well,
have to
I
see.
thought curling was cool.
Some of these people, they have one of those like little like extender things that you can grab stuff with. You just click the handle and pick it up. And they'll have
Oh,
one
yeah.
of those things that they just pick up their bags. They don't even bend down to get their cornhole bags. They're so professional.
I'm sure. Why don't they have bag kids? You know how they have on
Oh,
tennis
yeah.
courts? Is run from one side to the other to get the ball. Yeah, give me some bag kids.
It's ridiculous.
Golly, that is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, well, I guess that's it on last call.
Why do you think they call it cornhole?
That's another
I've
one.
always wondered that too.
Well, that was a joke, gentlemen. Those bags are full of corn.
That's not as cool as the story I made up in my head.
I've heard so many variations, but I was just pulling your leg there. Yeah, those bags are generally full of corn,
Like popcorn?
yeah, just like corn kernels, and you just throw it in the hole. Name
Well, that's not as cool as I thought it'd be.
corn hole.
Wow. Why can't you just take one of those bags, throw it in the microwave? Popcorn.
That's a
hole.
good way to end the show, man. Donnie solved one of the great questions of mankind.
Why
Right
do they
there.
call it cornhole? Well, because Bean's hole was already taken. So was Rice hole and asshole.
You beat me to it, man.
Oh
Well, you said beanhole, and I was like, no offense to beans overseas, but
no! Sorry, Beans.
You talk about Beanhole,
Oh.
like poor Beans is sitting there drinking some whiskey. Like, what did I do?